Why today to kind of do that? Why you won?
We have a 7-day install, certain play that went in today that we wanted all the lines to get reps with, and we're only going to do that play with Trey.
He was pretty sharp passing today, Kyle, especially the long pass to Trent Sherfield. Just how have you seen his arm come along, accuracy? How is he throwing this camp?
I think since OTAs, I think he's put a lot of work into it, and I think it's getting better each day. I think that'll continue to happen. Just the more he plays, and the more he works at it.
What was Debo in that practice?
It's just soreness. We're trying to be smart with Debo. Debo came into this camp as in good a shape as I've ever seen him in, and he hit this 5th or 6th practice, wherever we're at. Pretty sore, groin tightness, so we just took care of him.
Did you get a diagnosis on the disease?
Yeah, I didn't get the exact thing. It's going to be a couple weeks though.
But obviously no.
Yeah, no long-term. Yeah, no long-term thing. His ACL is fine. I think it's some type of knee sprain. But yeah, it'll be a few weeks.
What have you seen from Trent Sherfield? Like, why did you bring him in, and what have you seen from him so far?
He has such a good reputation for how he plays on special teams, so that's a little where it started. But it's very hard to make our team on special teams if you can't contribute as a receiver. And he's a guy who we think can play, who has a chance to make this team just as a receiver. And when you throw how good of a special teams player he is, that makes him very hard for guys to beat out.
But there probably wasn't a whole lot of film on him as a receiver, was it?
Right.
So what did you, like, how did you?
Well, that's why Tower was standing on the table for him for special teams, and he promised me he was really good at receiver, and we believed him. And he's telling the truth so far, so we're excited.
Was that play you had at Dash, or what was the play you had, and how creative are you going to get with Lance just as you get further along?
I mean, there's lots of stuff you can do. The defense isn't accounting for a quarterback, and that's one of the bonuses to a guy who can is a threat with his legs. But you got to get good in all the other areas for that to continue, which is throwing the ball and making the right reads and protecting the ball.
Start penalties today, cadence issues, or?
No, just D-line issues. I mean, those guys tee off, and if we don't change that cadence up a ton, they're going to be in our backfield. So we changed it up a bunch, especially when we got to the move the ball periods. It was our first day of a couple non-scripted periods, and we changed the cadence up a lot. And when we did, our guys false started, and a few times that we didn't, I thought we got the defensive line. So we just got to keep doing that, because if we don't have the confidence to go on 2 and stuff, that D-line's hard to block.
Your audio was a little off at the first big question about Lance's first team rep. You said it was a package.
No one got it?
I didn't, and I know some of my other colleagues. I'm just looking out for them.
All right, this is going to make me say it twice, see if I can mess it up. All right. No, we have a 7-day install. There's no day 6, a certain run went in that we wanted all the lines to get blocking with. So we made sure all the line got it, but it's not a play that you're doing with all the quarterbacks.
So it's Danny McGlinchey during one-on-ones. You watched that whole drill. What did you see from him in particular? Just how he did with his weight on the first pad day.
I mean, the weight's the weight. You'd have to ask him. I don't look too much into that. I think I like how his technique is right now. I think he's, not to get into specifics, but there's a few things he's been focusing on, and it showed in OTAs, but we didn't get a lot of O-line, D-line in OTAs, so it's been nice to watch it out there today. You don't have to defend the bull rush till they put the pads on. So that's really when 101 gets real, when there's a threat of a bull rush and everything else, and I thought he did a real good job with that today.
How do you think D4 did today, just given everything he's been through and the fact he did it at States?
I mean, he ran by me a bunch of times, so I just saw him walking in and told him to quit teasing me like that, because he looked like the D4 I remember. So hopefully he can keep that up, and we can be smart with him as we go.
You know Dante Johnson, Tim Harris, Emmanuel's obviously still out. What's the update on those guys, and do you feel like you might have to add a corner here?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, it depends. We were down a number of guys today, which made it tough. Dante is day-to-day. I think hopefully he's back tomorrow. If not, I think he'll be after our day off. And Tim's going to be a couple weeks.
Is Nick Bosa going to be doing one-on-one competition?
Yeah, I plan on him whenever he's ready. Yeah.
What made you see Jalen Hurd ready to go? See he's out there.
Yeah, we mixed. I mean, him and D Ford. They were about on the same rep count, I believe. I don't think he was at the point of contact a bunch, but it was good to get him out there in some live reps. I think he was on the backside a number of times. I think he had a good slant. But I'll see the film. It was good to just get him out there, get some team reps, and we got through it and keep stacking those days.
At first blush, is this the type of practice that could potentially lead to Trey getting more reps than just one with the first team?
No, I don't really look at it like that. I mean, I thought he had a decent day. I thought he did good with his reps, not perfect, but we're just evaluating everybody right now, and I'm not putting it like that.
You said he'll be the quarterback when he's ready. What constitutes ready in your mind?
When I think he gives us the best chance to win.
Kinlaw said he's been around since February. How much improvement have you seen from him?
Who's that?
Kinlaw.
Oh, it was great. He got out there, but I mean, he got a little yesterday. He got a lot more today. I mean, Kinlaw is chomping at the bit to get out there. We're trying to be smart with him and make sure that he makes it through this whole camp. He's done everything we've asked. He's had a great off season, and he's a problem when he's out there. So, you know, the offense doesn't want him out as much as he was today because he messes a lot of stuff up for us. But it was good to see him, and I know he was pumped to get the pads on today too.
Kinlaw was perhaps not totally amused to be limited to individual drills for the first 4 practices. Did he let you know that? Or
he didn't personally let me know it, but I could feel his energy. I think he let the trainers know it a bunch, and I mean that's what you want. I mean, you don't want a guy celebrating that we're limiting him. You want a guy who wants to play football, who wants to get out there, and who wants to be his best, and that's what he's doing. But we're just making sure that he's here for the long haul.
Is there a reason we're outside now?
So I can see your guys' faces.
That's the reason.
I can hear you guys better. And no, I mean, you guys know what happened in the county and stuff. So instead of all of us being in there with masks on and stuff, I personally chose to be out here.
Sorry, just to clarify, what injury does Tim Harris have?
I think it was a groin.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you think Elijah Mitchell looks?
I think he's doing a good job. I mean, today was the first day with pads on. He's been hitting the right holes, and it was nice to see him not look any different today. And we're not taking guys to the ground, but he lowers his pads, tries to run through things, and I'm excited to see him in some of these games.
Is that with some of these rookies, you got to see how they do in pass protection when you start?
I mean, we haven't done it in one-on-one yet, but I mean, we had a lot of blitzes in 11-on-11, which is kind of the same thing. One-on-one, you're in the spotlight, so it looks a little bit different. But when our guys today with the pads, all our guys stood up in there and they put their face in people, and you got to get better with running your feet and all that stuff. And it's always a challenge with the quarterback around you with how careful we are of trying to stay away from those guys. But you'll see it more in the games, but I think that's coming soon.
Do you have an idea of who the third down back is right now? Or?
No, yeah, not at all.
John Lynch going to the Hall of Fame. He obviously didn't grow up on the mean streets of San Diego, but
he may have. You don't know.
I've done my research. But obviously, it becomes his first. You said one of the toughest players in NFL history. You've met Big John, his dad. Do you see a little bit of, maybe how he influenced Little John, infused some of that toughness in him?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I haven't been around him a lot, but I've hung out with him a couple times, and he's a character. I mean, he's got a lot of energy. I mean, he's a fun guy to hang out with, and I can see a lot of that in John. John's Captain America. He's the best Samaritan alive. But when he gets on that football field, I don't think as nice of a guy as he is off.
Anything else?
Good? All right, guys, thanks.